Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
My name is Messin. I'm the resident jeweler at the Pelletreau Silver Shop right here on Main Street in Southampton. Well, it's still a new business for me. It's my fourth season, so I'm just starting to really get solid footing. And as I'm going year to year, I start to realize my summer months are really geared towards sales and customers relationship, where the winters is a much more creative time for me, where I don't have a lot of interruption during the day and I can really focus on creating pieces and doing everything from scratch, preparing myself for the next season and building some inventory as well. I do have some vintage pieces that are very unique pieces, a lot of silver, things that you don't see anywhere else, really very unique, but mostly it's custom work. So people usually come in and have an idea of what they want to have made for a ring, for an event in their life, whether it's a wedding or it's an anniversary or a birth or something, and they want to do something special. Then you consult with the client and create a piece from scratch, picking the stones, designing the piece, and then executing it. And in custom work, it's always the same thing, is nothing is done overnight. So every project takes time, and so that also helps me carry through winter months, because I have projects that I can't get started until maybe September, October. And so, you know, as the season goes, it takes 5 weeks, 6 weeks sometimes for a project to be complete. It's mostly word of mouth, and so it takes time to build this kind of business, but it's very rewarding. You get a very personal relationship with your customers. You get to know really and really kind of satisfy the need for something that is very particular to their story. And so they become heirlooms that they pass down from generation to generation. It's more than just a piece you buy at a standard jewelry store. It's something that will stay within the family for years to come. Just to give an example, I just had someone who walked in with a hippopotamus tooth and petrified wood from Egypt, and wanted me to make a piece that had some Egyptian hieroglyph, everything in 22 karat yellow gold, that would look like an Egyptian magic wand. So, I mean, those kind of requests are really way out there, and I love those kind of projects. It's big. It's about this big, and it curls up, a big piece of ivory. So this is typical of the kind of work that I might have coming in. This, we believe, was the top of a dish, a silver dish for maybe a turkey, very large plate, and this would have been the top that you would lift off the top cover of it. But everything is gone except this piece. So she's a bird lover, she loves birds, and she figured maybe I could create something that would make it stand as a statue all by itself. And so I started working with some tall grass, maybe on the one side, do something with kind of grass you would see around herons walking down in the marshes, and then some of this beautiful tall grasses with the leaves on the other side. So we have a bit of a sculpture, standing sculpture made out of silver. This is still working, yeah, this is an ongoing project right now. I have probably another 20 hours to go. This was carved out of a piece, I'll show you, a straight piece of wax. So I carved everything, the whole design, all around. From there, I asked them to do a silicone mold. In this case, it's just so that I can prevent anything happens to this wax, then all these hours that I put in would be gone. So a silicone mold allows to make a mold from the actual wax. From that mold, they shoot this blue wax. So now this wax, they actually pour it onto a tree, and they will pour plaster on top of it. And the caster will then be able to heat the plaster into a point where it becomes like ceramics. And inside that ceramic will be poured the metal. This is the final result. So this is a spring hinge bracelet, and all the pieces are signed and numbered. I made 4 or 5 so far in a matter of about a year. It's not something that gets produced by the thousands. Everything is cataloged, and so you can trace the piece to the time and date of when it was made and when it was sold and all that. I collect stones with the years, and here you can see a beautiful kunzite, 60 carat kunzite. Sometimes I just make suggestions to customers, and in this case I just did a quick sketch for a pendant. That's kind of a very organic feel, kind of champêtre, flowers and little dragonflies on the side of it with a teardrop pearl off the bottom. This could be something someone might be interested in that's ready to be made, or we can actually make a completely different, someone asked me for a ring, so I will be making another sketch for a ring for the same stone.